If you missed it, the police are investigating Tupac, with rumors that Diddy is being questioned by Snoop Dogg and Diddy for the death of confronts inquiries on his suspected involvement in Tupac Shakur's murder after being brought up 77 times. In a recent court document, as the industry's rappers, including Snoop Dogg, provide updates on the case, Suge Knight and Diddy are set to be taken into custody and interrogated after this journalist disclosed the reason Tupac was with the federal government.
Well, it turns out when I talked to Tupac's longtime mentor, political mentor, former Black Panther Chokwe Lumumba, who was his first business manager, he's told me, I basically asked, well, was Tupac only pretending to be in order to appeal to gangs and politicize them? And he said yes. And that was part of his thug life agenda that he came up with his imprisoned stepfather, Tupac Shakur. And so Tupac was just using that in order to get the leaders to call peace truces, first in Los Angeles, then throughout California, and then throughout the country. And that was why he was pretending to be this type. And really, he was just an intellectual prodigy.
Due to industry-wide reports that Tupac was a Fed, he was paid $1 million, which was a reward Diddy put up.
All four of those occasions are San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those four is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
As stated in the recent court document, a former LAPD officer alleges Diddy had Tupac negotiate with him for $1 million. Suge had Biggie handle this in retaliation, which would quickly make headlines. 50 Cent even responded, saying that he doesn't like Diddy because he took Tupac away.
I hate when they leave me to talk because I always say the wrong thing. Last time they left me, I said something about Puffy. You saw that? You saw that thing? Yeah! I gotta stop doing that kind of thing. I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with the I'm saying. I said crazy no reason. Oh wait, maybe I said it about Puffy because he got Tupac killed.
With the internet going crazy, this Diddy interviewed death.
With Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car, with.
However, Snoop Dogg's relationship to the crimes is bizarre. As this podcast piqued the interest of the federal government into Snoop's role.
Last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie, and I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
As Snoop explains, he was meant to be in the BMW, but he decided not to go due to last-minute alterations. It's a problem that Snoop discussed here.
Say a week before he died, we was best of friends. 2 days before he died, I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Because we was in New York, and it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And went and did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I like it. I want to do some music with him. And that just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like tried to me, out at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with him. I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked the music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. There's video footage of all of us hanging out.
The cops became suspicious when everything happened within a few days of Tupac's murder, since Snoop used to be tapped into the streets 20 years ago. Because many people think Snoop might have been warned that Tupac was going to be targeted, which is why he chose not to get in the car. It's also troubling when Snoop claims that Tupac loathed him just a few days earlier.
Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson, the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and two of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the shooting was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and beat him up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
However, the Diddy trial's evidence chilled the courtroom as Keefe D described how Tupac was. Diddy took it out on September 7th, 1996. Tupac and Suge Knight were in Vegas when they saw a Mike Tyson battle at the MGM Grand. After the match, they noticed their ops in the lobby.
About Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keefe D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
After security broke up the fight, Tupac returned to his hotel around 11 p.m. to change. Tupac, as well as the murder, took place in the middle of the road after Suge got into the BMW and drove to Sue's club.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together.
Okay. This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. He was gonna go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He's hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
The police eventually looked into a Keefe D interview with DJ after the incident remained unsolved for decades. Vlad describes the night in the car that killed Tupac.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually?
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started at Tupac and Suge.
Keefe D went so far as to claim that Tupac was only struck because he was supposedly drawing a gun, only when they came to a stop at a red light.
He starts. You say Suge looks over, he sees you.
Yeah.
He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looked at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
In
of
the back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going Suge head. I thought he was.
So Orlando across Dre.
He leaned over on the window. We rolled down the window.
Tupac was probably reaching because he thought something would fall as it was. The same individual with whom they had just gotten into a fight a few hours earlier. But a police interview from the night of the crime was leaked to prove that Keefe D was involved.
I hate that happens, dog. I really do, man. It help a lot of people's lives, dude. Hate to see that happen. Promise to God. I feel they should, they should. That was wrong, man. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. Wish it never happened.
However, more than 10 years later, Keefe D expressed his feelings on the current state of affairs as he regrets what transpired.
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question. Is Pop still alive?
Nobody knows.
Y'all good? Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot, man. We good.
However, this danger also disproved every single piece of proof that Tupac is still alive, as a propper named Trey said something strange in a 2010 interview. Back when Trey and Tupac were close friends, the cameraman neglected to stop filming. During his interview, thus, you can hear the interviewer asking Trey about Tupac, to which Trey responds in an absurd way.
Zoom in. That's Pac, man. He with the outlaw. And Reg from Holla Back is trying to be friendly and get autographs. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
3 weeks later, a video purportedly showing Tupac lounging in a Cuban parking lot was made public.
When I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never.
Something strange about this is that Tupac was said to be in a coma. So how could he and Suge be laughing? Tupac wasn't awake. It doesn't make sense. But Suge said the same thing in an interview in 2008.
He was conscious on the way to the hospital.
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
A few weeks after Suge leaked that information about Tupac, he almost died in a club when a man pointed a gun at him 6 times. Knight told police nothing about the attack because he thought it was likely because he was talking about Tupac in an interview. But Suge Knight Jr. made the same mistake when he posted in 2018 that Tupac was still alive and living in Malaysia. Suge Jr. posted another photo of a text message in which someone said, "You said too much time for you to go." JR was scared, so he shared pictures of Tupac with modern stars like 50 Cent and Beyonce. To make it look like he was in danger, he wrote under the Beyonce picture, "He never left us. They'll be after me soon." There was disagreement among many about whether to believe Suge Jr. because what he was saying seemed crazy. However, because his father is Suge, he would know more than anyone else because he was there.